Imagine a land where ancient stones whisper tales of forgotten times, where empires have risen and crumbled, and where the echoes of history still shape the world today. This is Britain, a small island with a vast and complex past. But how did it all begin? And how did Britain become the nation we know today? To answer that, we need to go back, way back. Our story begins thousands of years ago, long before kings and queens, before castles and conquests. The earliest humans arrived in Britain over 800,000 years ago, during a time when the island was connected to Europe by a vast land bridge called Doggerland. These early settlers were hunter-gatherers, living off the land, moving with the seasons, and carving tools from stone. For most of human history, life was simple. Survival was all that mattered. But everything changed around 4000 BCE, when the first farmers arrived. They built permanent homes, domesticated animals, and left behind mysterious monuments, none more famous than Stonehenge. Even today, no one knows exactly why it was built, but it stands as a silent witness to Britain's ancient past. Then came the Celts, fierce warriors, skilled metalworkers, and master storytellers. The Celts spread across Britain, bringing new languages, traditions, and a way of life that would shape the culture for centuries. They lived in small tribal communities, ruled by chieftains, and worshipped gods of nature. But their way of life would soon be tested by an unstoppable force, the might of Rome. In 43 CE, the Romans invaded Britain under Emperor Claudius. It wasn't the first attempt. Julius Caesar had tried nearly a century earlier, but he failed to make a lasting mark. This time, however, the Romans came prepared. They crushed resistance, built roads, and established towns that would later become major cities, like London, which they called Londinium. For nearly 400 years, Britain was part of the vast Roman Empire. Bathhouses, amphitheaters, and even Hadrian's Wall, built to keep out the fierce tribes of Scotland, all remain as reminders of their rule. But empires don't last forever. By the early 400s, Rome was struggling, and the legions withdrew, leaving Britain vulnerable to new invaders. And invade they did. The Anglo-Saxons, Germanic tribes from modern-day Germany and Denmark, arrived in waves. They weren't just raiders. They stayed, settled, and changed Britain forever. The Celts were pushed to the edges, into Wales, Scotland, and Cornwall, while the Anglo-Saxons established kingdoms, introduced Old English, and laid the foundation for English culture. But unity was not their strength. These kingdoms fought constantly, making Britain an easy target for the next wave of invaders, the Vikings. From the late 8th century, Viking longships appeared on the horizon, their warriors storming monasteries and towns, taking treasure and land. For nearly 300 years, Britain was a battleground between Saxons and Vikings. But one king would turn the tide: Alfred the Great. He fought back, fortified towns, and set the stage for a unified England. By 1066, England had a powerful monarchy, but one fateful battle would change everything. That year, King Harold of England faced an invading army led by William, Duke of Normandy. The two armies clashed at the Battle of Hastings, and history was written in blood. William won, earning his place in history as William the Conqueror. His victory marked the start of Norman rule, a period that reshaped Britain with castles, feudalism, and the famous Domesday Book, a record of every piece of land and wealth in the kingdom. Over the centuries, Britain saw power struggles, royal betrayals, and the birth of legendary figures like Richard the Lionheart and Robin Hood. Kings clashed with barons, leading to the signing of the Magna Carta in 1215, a document that limited the power of the monarchy and planted the early seeds of democracy. Then came the Tudors, a family that would make British history truly unforgettable. Henry VIII, famous for his 6 wives and his break from the Catholic Church, changed Britain forever by creating the Church of England. His daughter, Elizabeth I, led Britain into a golden age of exploration and defeated the mighty Spanish Armada. This was the beginning of Britain's rise as a global power. But power comes at a cost. The 1600s brought civil war, as King Charles I clashed with Parliament, leading to his execution and a brief period where Britain became a republic under Oliver Cromwell. The monarchy was later restored, but Britain was never the same. By the 1700s, Britain was expanding overseas, building an empire that would span continents. The Industrial Revolution transformed the country, bringing factories, steam engines, and cities teeming with workers. But while Britain became the world's most powerful nation, its empire came at a cost: conflict, exploitation, and rebellion in colonies across the globe. The 20th century saw Britain endure 2 world wars, the decline of its empire, and the rise of a new era. The Blitz, the Battle of Britain, and Winston Churchill's leadership in World War II left an indelible mark on history. After the war, Britain rebuilt itself, creating the National Health Service, joining the European Union, and later leaving it through Brexit. Today, Britain stands as a nation shaped by its past, a past of warriors and kings, invaders and empire builders, revolution and resilience. Its history is not just a series of events. It's a story of survival, adaptation, and change. And as Britain moves forward, its history continues to unfold, shaping not just an island, but the world. If you found this journey through Britain's history fascinating, don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the past. Let me know in the comments which part of British history you'd like to explore in more detail. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep exploring.